Hi guys, welcome back. No need to adjust your set or your screen. Yes, my hair is shorter. I did get a haircut. My head did not enlarge. The hair got smaller. In a scissor cutting way, not in the falling out way, which is doing that as well. I'm in a different room. You can see a different background. We've been moving some furniture around, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to film from, and I haven't gotten that done. I didn't want to go beyond this week, and you're going to understand why as I'm going to the explanation of it. Yes, that is a Stormtrooper helmet behind my head right there, and yes, there's some board games there because this is our board gaming room. That's there because I'm a nerd. That's there because we our family, we collect board games. It's one of the things we do. We have over 200 pretty obscure games. And if I film from this side, you'd be seeing on the wall, you'd be seeing the original Clue board, the game Clue. Because I have that on the wall as decoration. I'm not sure why I think that's, but once again, nerd, right? Okay, so we're coming up on the resurrection still, coming up on Easter, and I wanted to get into this. I reposted yesterday, my evidence or my reason to trust the Bible and the Gospels can be considered evidence, because so often you are asked, or I'm asked, or we're asked, to give evidence, but don't use the Bible. And people just don't want to trust the Bible. Well, we know why they don't want to trust the Bible. They don't know, but we know why they don't want to trust the Bible. You trust the Bible, and you have to trust that you've got to face your guilt. You've got to face your sin. And that's not a comfortable place to be. But I was walking the dog yesterday and thinking about this, or last night, I should say, and thinking about this. And it just hit me that when someone says, I just don't trust the Bible as evidence. Most people that I've seen and heard will say, I don't trust the Bible. I believe Jesus existed. But because here's the thing, anybody that tells you, oh, Jesus never even existed, they're not believing history at all. They're not trusting history. No true historical scholar will tell you that Jesus didn't exist. They may not tell you he's Jesus and I mean Savior and God. Christian or not, they are going to say that Jesus did exist. There's too much historical evidence, and we're going to be covering that in a couple of videos this week. I'm going to be hitting you several this week, so I know you're looking forward to that because you just can't wait to hear from me, right? But as I was walking, I was thinking about how people will say, well, Jesus, he existed. I think he was just a wise teacher, though. I don't really think he was God, or I don't think I need him for salvation or anything. But I think he existed. He was a wise man. He gave good teaching, and that was good. And so I believe that. There's a huge logic disconnect there when you do that, and here it is. If you say, I believe that he was a wise teacher, then you are saying you believe he historically existed, which means you are then believing, here it comes, the four Gospels of the Bible, because that's where his teachings are. The historical accounts of him that are outside the Bible just make reference of him existing, make reference to the fact that Christians believe he was God, and that Christians were willing to die for that belief, and that he was purported to do miracles and to give wise teachings. But his wise teachings are recorded in the four Gospels. So if you say Jesus is a wise teacher, then you're believing part of the Gospels. I would assume then that what you're not believing, or what they're not believing as you're talking to friends, is that they're not believing in the miracles, which would include, of course, the resurrection. Then they don't want to believe, or they don't believe that he was God, and they don't believe he's necessary for salvation. We're going to talk about the first two today. If you don't believe in the miracles, you don't believe in the resurrection, you just believe that he was a wise teacher, then you believe that these people followed him and went all over for him. Now, whether you believe the miracle of feeding the 5,000, I'm doing this again. Look at that. There we go. Yep, I haven't got it. Oh, man. You think I would just stop, fix that, and refilm, right? But I'm just not that kind of guy. You may not believe the miracle of feeding the 5,000, but the record shows that he had thousands of people following him. Okay, he didn't feed 5,000. It wasn't a miracle. If you want to accept that, fine. That 5,000 people were following him just because he was teaching wise things. This is the day of Greek philosophers and wise teachings all over the place. And they didn't have thousands of people walking with them across the countryside. So much so they were leaving home and food because that's why they had to be fed by Jesus, because they didn't bring enough food to travel to go this far. They were going to have to go away to get some food. Jesus said, no, we're just going to feed them here. The disciples were like, well, how? And he's like, with this, after they got it from the boy who had the loaves and fishes. But you're believing that these people followed him simply because he was giving wise teaching. That's a lot of people following just wise teaching. I can see people following, when you look at people following, they follow the show. They don't follow the teaching. If they did follow the teaching, then more people that are wise teachers would be changing the world a lot better than they really are. People want to see a show. They were following him for the miracles. That's one. Not proof, but strong evidence. There's a lot of people following for something. Not just because, he told us that we shouldn't take back from people that take from us. We should just let them keep what they take from us. Well, I don't know why I would follow that if I don't believe he's God. Somebody says, hey, he slaps you on the face, turn your face, let him slap the other side. Does that sound like something I'm going to follow? I'm not going to follow this guy unless I believe there's something more about this guy. I'm going to say, somebody slaps me here, and you tell me what I should do is turn and let him slap me here? Well, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to say, you're crazy. He slaps me here, then, he's going to be looking at the stars because he's going to be on his back. That's my viewpoint. If I'm not seeing this as guidance from somebody way bigger and better, to follow that far is ludicrous. The other thing is this: these people are recorded outside the Bible as believing he was God. These people are recorded outside the Bible as having died because they believed he was God, and died in horrific ways. One of the examples I may have used before, and I'll tell you this: Nero is recorded in history, not in the Bible, but in history, as using Christians' bodies on stakes that he lit on fire to light his evening parties in his backyard. That is some sick, messed up stuff right there. And these people were willing to endure this because they believed. But they believed just because of wise teachings? That doesn't follow. That's just total non sequitur there. It does not follow that somebody be willing to die just because this guy said some neat stuff. Now, you can get religious zealots, okay? But these people were dying not as religious zealots. They were dying saying, I saw him alive. I saw him do these miracles. I saw this happen. And they said, yeah, but stop telling anybody. Worship our gods and stop telling anybody, or we're going to kill you. I can't. I saw it with my own eyes. So once again, we're not talking about religious zealots. We're talking about eyewitnesses. It's a different mindset. Eyewitnesses to say, okay, I won't say this happened. I'm going to lie against myself and say that I don't believe it actually happened, even though I did, just so you won't kill me. Yeah, that's a bit much. Religious zealots who say, "Yeah, I believe you can kill me anyway. I don't care." That's a different thing. But for an eyewitness to say it didn't happen, I didn't see the miracles, I didn't see him rise again, but I'm willing to let you tie me to a stake and set me on fire because I'm not going to say that it didn't happen, even though I know it didn't. It's highly illogical. So if you're going to say, I believe the New Testaments in that his teaching is this, then you believe the New Testaments were historically written by people who witnessed his teachings. They were there as eyewitnesses of his teaching. So you're accepting that. But you're not accepting why they had this vast change in their lives. Why did they say, I'm willing to die for this? That's highly suspect, really, I think, to suggest that we would say, I'll die for it, even though I know it's not true. They died for something, not just wise teachings. Because nobody said, hey, did he teach you to take care of the homeless? Did he? We're going to kill you if you say that again. The Jews wanted to kill him because he said it was God. They didn't like that. They were going to kill him because he said, hey, we should take care of widows and orphans. They aren't killing him for that. They were killing him because he said he was God. And they were killing him because there were people believing he was God. And the reason there were people were believing he was God, not because he was teaching wise stuff, but because he was performing miracles. I'm telling you, you perform a miracle in front of me, you raise somebody from the dead, you feed 5,000 people with a basket of food, you make a blind man see, you make walking people or lame people walk, you walk on water. I'm going to question myself if I say, well, I'm just going to say he's a wise teacher. I'm going to question my sanity. And I'm just a wicked man. Thanks.